All right, and welcome back. Today we're going to do a little short lesson on solving one-step equations that have decimal numbers in them, okay? So the fact that I said one-step equations means that if you've watched my other video on one-step equations, the processes that we're going to use for this is going to be the exact same. The only difference is instead of whole numbers, positive and negative whole numbers, we're going to be dealing with positive and negative decimal numbers, okay? But everything else pretty much the same. So first thing I want to do, I always like to rewrite my problems. So a minus 17.9 equals 32.4. Okay, I like to draw a line down the middle. Now we want to get the variable by itself. The 17.9 is on the same side with the a, and since it's negative 17.9, we want to add 17.9 to both sides. Now, depending on your grade level or the level of math that you're taking, your teacher may or may not allow you to use a calculator, okay? If they don't, you just add it up and keep the decimal spot in the same place. 4 and 9 make 13. I'm going to carry the 1. That's going to make 3 plus 7 is 10. Carry that 1. 3 plus 1 is 5. So A should be equal to 50.3. And if you're unsure, or you just want to double check your work, okay? I'm going to go here and I'll just type it in real quick. 32, excuse me, 32.4 plus 17.9 equals 50.3, okay? All right, let's take a look at number 3. A problem like number 3, if I rewrite it first, that would be negative 4.5p equals negative 60.3. And I want to rewrite this a little sloppy. Negative 4.5p. All right, now, I always like to draw my symbol down the middle. And if you remember from the other video, this is really negative 4.5 times p. So if p is being multiplied by some decimal, to undo it, we're going to have to divide by that same decimal number. So in this problem, we're going to divide both sides by negative 4.5. Okay? So that's going to give us p is equal to. Now, for those who don't remember, if you saw my other video, you remember me using a chart that looks something similar to this, where let me put my positives down the diagonal, and then everywhere else we put negative signs. So if I want to know what a negative divided by a negative is, I would just read that. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. Now I'm going to go back to the calculator, and let's clear everything out. Let's do this. Split view with the calculator. All right. So what we're dividing is 60.3 divided by 4.5. That equals 13.4. So let's get the 13.4. Okay. And remember, we already did the negative divided by a negative, which is a positive. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at number 5. Once again, these are all one-step equations. 16 is equal to y divided by 0.3. We're going to draw a line down the middle of our equal sign. Once again, if I read the right side of the equal sign, the right side of the equation, it says y divided by 0.3. So to undo dividing by 0.3, we have to multiply by 0.3 on both sides. Okay, so I'm multiplying by 0.3 on both sides. What that ends up doing is canceling those out. So all I'm left with is y on the right. And then on the left, I have to do 16 times 0.3. I can do 16 times 3 and then move my decimal. That's 18 carry the 1. That's going to make 48. If I look at both of the numbers, I need to have one number after the decimal. So my final answer here would be 4.8. And once again, if you always want to double check your work, we can go get to a calculator. And let's clear that. Clear. We're going to do 16 times 0.3 equals 4.8. Okay? All right. And that's pretty much it, folks. Just want to cover solving one-step equations that involve decimal numbers. Hope this helps some people out. See you all later for another lesson.